Hello everyone.
Boom.
welcome
It's
to
like third boom.
welcome to another amazing episode of Make It Plain with Uche plus Kachi. We are your favorite couple, and it's always a pleasure to come your way. Now, if you're a first-time visitor, if you're a first-time viewer on this show, on this channel, please make well to click that subscribe button. You don't want to leave without doing that because you're going to be blessed. You're going to be filled with a lot of insight and wisdom from everything that we share on this channel, because as a couple we are committed to sharing value, adding value to your lives, and it's our goal to help you win in your relationships. Now, for introduction's sake, my name is Kachi and here's my beautiful wife Uche, and it's a pleasure for us that we get the opportunity to do this. Say hello to everyone.
Hello, why do I feel like you're on the radio show?
Am I?
That's how you
I beg you,
sound.
radio, please call me, I can do it.
You can do it. You can do it. I promise you. Welcome everyone. It's
Yes,
such a
yes,
joy
yes,
to be here with you once again.
Mm-hmm.
Always a pleasure, really. And please, like you said, make sure you hit the like button.
Yes.
And that you subscribe
to
you're
this channel.
Always gonna gain value. You're gonna gain insight
yes.
from every single episode that we put out. That's our commitment to you.
Yes.
And today is no different.
Today is no different. We've been doing this for 1 year, and sometimes it just comes back again, and we're like, oh wow, you just take that step.
Yeah.
Take that step.
True, you never know.
We never know. Take that step. So what are we going to be sharing today?
So today we're going to be sharing on a subject, really. We're going to be talking about comparison in relationships and contentment in relationships, and how that happens, and all the intricacies that go with all of that, and the ease with which it's, even today in social media,
even more today,
how easy it is to compare your relationships. It is so easy, guys.
Easy.
I promise you. I know some people are like, no, I don't compare. Y'all, it is easy.
You don't want to discount it and say,
no.
oh, you just sit back to some comparison. No, I don't compare my spouse. No, I can't be that person. Don't be so quick to discount it. Don't be so quick. Take your time. I
was listening to a speaker and he said that, until you get into some situations, you cannot tell 100%. So yes, you're pressing your principle, you have values, but you cannot tell for 100%.
Yes.
When you are faced with some certain temptations or even pressure, what your response would be. You literally 100%.
Until you're faced directly with that situation, that temptation, you cannot say for certain 100% what your response would be. You can think based off of your principles and your values and who you are, the identity that you embody. You can say, okay, most likely this is what I will do, but you cannot fix it at 100% to say no, I will do this 100% until you're faced with it. And so it helps us to be less prideful.
Yes.
And be
even
more,
sometimes I'm reading scriptures
merciful.
and I'm like, why did he respond that way? Or why did this person do this? I'm like, we're reading with 2020 vision, hindsight, everything.
Yep.
We've seen the whole episode, so you read like chapters and then oh, he did this and then this happened. But until you're in that situation, it's so easy to say, how could they have done that?
It's just like when you read about Joseph and Mary. And
exactly
when Joseph received the news that Mary was with child and he wasn't the father, biological father, come on. Everybody's like, oh. And to even think that Joseph loved Mary so much that he didn't want to put her away publicly and shamefully. He wanted to do it privately and just,
So many things we read in the scriptures in the Bible, and you're like, why would this person?
So
until you're faced with it,
you never know.
And so when it comes to comparison, you just never know. We've had our own share of that,
and that's one of the things. That's one of the hallmarks of Make It Plain with Uche plus Kachi. We make it plain. We use our lives. We tell our stories. We encourage you through our experiences. Yes, it might not fit 100% with your situation, but you can pick a thing or two. Something to gain from it, because we're always wanting to share value.
And we'll always be vulnerable and keep it 150.
Keep it 150
with you. And so we're going to share our own examples of how comparison came about. Most recently, like this Valentine's period, which we hope you had an incredible time.
Because we did.
That there's this emoji that has like, there's a smiling emoji and another one, and there's another one that's just like teeth. Then it's like a teeth and it's like together. That's the emoji right now. The emoji is just teeth.
Come on, though.
The emoji is just teeth. I think I should find it and put it on.
Come on, though.
I'm putting it on my face right now. Oh, we hope you guys had an amazing time. Somebody was really tired. Working and was so tired. I mean, I'm not upset about it. He was exhausted and needed the day off.
I'm gonna make it up to her, don't worry. Trust me, guys.
Again, the teeth emoji. Okay, so recently, like, I think it was social media or something, and someone like put up a whole like anything she likes on social media in terms of items, retail items, and all of that, her partner ends up buying.
As in, once you like it like this, the next is like, phew.
Yeah. And then she gets deliveries and things like that. And then not just that, so many people put up all sorts of things. And I thought myself, like, okay, starting to say, the items I've liked on different platforms, he hasn't gone to purchase.
Your boy hasn't
gone
to check it out.
I'm not even kidding. He's speaking for himself. And it was like, okay, so how come, like, what is so different, And I mean, I didn't even realize how much I had internalized these things or, I had absorbed it, until I started thinking, my mind just started running wild. And I just started praying, the next thing you pray about it. And then I was just praying some prayers. And it really was prayers for you, right? And the Holy Spirit just said, while I was praying, I mean, amen, and, believing my whole heart. After a while, he just said, you're comparing. You're comparing your husband. It just hit me that moment. I was in the shower. I remember I was actually praying for you. So wholesome, very, intense prayers. But afterwards, it was just like in silence, you're comparing your husband. This is even what is birthing the prayers. I was like, okay, like it just hit me like, wow. The prayers are being birthed from a place of comparison at the moment. Are the prayers bad? Absolutely not. No. But what's birthing
what's
the prayers?
What's the motive? Yeah. What's the root?
Was the fact that I was comparing him with somebody else, and I just started. I was like, oh wow, actually, it's true. I had slipped into comparison, and in that moment, all the other things that he does for me. So yes, we are a certain way in terms of gift giving. We would ask each other, because I mean, at some point I was like, while I love to surprise you, I still think it's important to surprise. I'd like to surprise you with what you need, what you like, and all of that. Because sometimes you can surprise somebody and they probably don't need that item. So I mean, sort of get a clue, from me or something like that. I mean, that's something we do. So like, don't surprise me with something that's completely out of left field and I'm like really surprised.
Really surprised.
But we do that, and then we, get items that we, maybe something that I can't, cannot necessarily purchase in the moment or something, and then he can purchase it for me, and vice versa, and things like that. And it's great because it's something that you might actually really need, and you probably need support in purchasing it or something. So just different things too. That's what we do. I mean, when we're chilling with the big boys, I'm trying to say you have to purchase every single thing. But I'm just saying, so different things in different seasons, right? But I just found myself comparing.
Yeah, so that's.
And then I spoke to him about it. So.
Yeah, he brought it up, and I'm like, he showed it to me. Oh, look at.
No, but not just showing. I told you that I felt like I was comparing.
Yeah, you did. Yes, you did. And so now that doesn't mean that I should get lazy in love. It doesn't mean that I cannot improve,
especially
and get better.
Because my love language is gift.
Yeah, if her primary love language is gifts, gift receiving,
and giving though.
And giving.
I do give.
And let me also stress the receiving too now, because also receiving make you they compare me in the first place.
Wow. No, gifts giving and receiving.
Receiving,
No,
you
but
to
like
compare
give,
me
no, but
now.
like give.
I know you're not doubting that you give. Receiving is what brought
Okay, I
this
think
matter.
she just continue.
Anyway, guys, so the thing is, I don't get lazy in love. I should not get lazy in love. I should seek to improve. I want to be better for my wife. I want to be better for our relationship. I want to always go out of my way to show her beyond saying with words, showing her that I love her and I care about her. So that should be my goal. It's part of what I need to do to work on our relationship. So you don't get lazy. It's not to say that once your partner, because some people might think it to be that, oh, I did something for you yesterday, why is it not good enough? And then because you did something yesterday, you rest on your oars, and then you think you done what Napoleon could never do. But that's the path that you're on, the path of the just shining brighter and brighter. You need to do more and more and more and more. It's part of the journey. It's part of the building process for your relationship. For your relationship to thrive, you need to keep getting better. You need to keep doing things. It's for both of you. You know, it's almost like a competition. You find yourself in a competition. Romans 12 and verse 10 talks about, being in love and, going out of your way to prefer each other. Prefer each other.
And sometimes the competition is even between with yourself. To do better.
Yeah.
To be better than you were
yesterday. To be better than you were yesterday. That's what it is. But on the flip side, you also don't want to be comparing, because when you compare your spouse, what you're effectively doing is sniffing out the joy in your relationship, because you're no longer going to focus on the good. Philippians 1, Philemon 1 and 6 talks about focusing on the good, focusing on the good that you have in you. So the good that you have in your relationship with your spouse, when you start comparing, you no longer focus on any of that. None of that matters. All you see is the thing that he hasn't done, the thing she hasn't done, the thing she's not doing well, the things others are doing that you're not doing, that you don't have, and all that. And you just keep whining. And you start fighting battles that you don't need to fight. I think you said it one time that comparison is a thief of joy.
I've heard that said
it's
before.
It's a thief of joy.
And just thinking about how it's so easy to just slip into that comparison mode. It's so, literally, I'm thankfully I caught myself on time. Because I really pay attention to the things that I think about, and then I would tell him do you know that this is what happened?
Yeah, especially when you have social media and you have experts who are people who are experts in curating the life that they're living, la vida loca, and living in El Dorado. You have people who are experts in curating it. So it seems as though they're living the life, and you just plainly existing.
It's so easy, I promise you. It's so easy.
You find you got this one got that car for his wife, that one got that for his husband,
and then you get your own gift and
okay, how does this compare with that person's? Well, are you guys not at par in terms of blah blah blah?
True.
Okay, how come you haven't yet achieved this? How come you're still growing? Okay, you say yes, we're growing together, but your pace of growth is so slow.
He's hitting. This thing is so true. This thing is so real. How come, I wish it was
is anything wrong with us? You start questioning things. Oh, is something wrong with us? Why aren't we making the kind of progress that we should be making? Who told you? Who told you? You don't know the path. You're on a separate path.
Actually, remember asking.
You're on a separate path.
Oh God, Uche, I really ask a lot of questions.
You're on a separate path. Everybody's running their own race.
I like that we talk about these things as well. Because I remember even one time I was like, okay, so the whole scripture, wife adds favor. I was like, how come
my wife, one day she asked me, she said, the Bible says that he who finds a wife finds a good thing and obtains the favor of the Lord. I said yes. She said, okay.
How much favor?
Do I add favor to your life? Am I adding favor to? I don't think I add. I said, don't even say that. And I began to counsel her, to talk to her, and I said, look at this. Instances, different things. Come on.
Because
Because
let me tell you why. Let me balance this. Because some people it's like dramatic change, like 100 and like again 180% change. Ours is more.
Or so it seems.
No, some people.
No,
it's
so
like
yeah, for some people.
Yeah, some people.
For some people, they get married, and before you know, brand new this, blah blah blah, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Blah. It's like deluge your blessings, right?
Ours is more like a progressive journey. Like, I don't know why we're on this path. Like, like sometimes you're like really good. Why are you taking me through this like step by step? But you never like. One thing I'm learning is that okay, whatever path it leads us on, we will follow. Because when you're fighting against it, it doesn't make any difference. It's still going to keep taking you on that path, unless you decide to do your own thing.
Yeah, because everyone is different.
Yeah.
Our relationship is different. Your relationship is different.
Yeah.
God's thoughts and plans for us individually and as a couple are different from what He has for you, yourself, your spouse, and your marriage. Different. So the path definitely will be different. It's not going to happen for us like it's happening for you. It's not going to happen for you like it's happening for us. And so we need to always realize that we need to realize that and be content in the plans that God has for us. So this is the contentment angle. Be content in the plans that God has for your marriage. Be content as long as
and that's not to say you don't keep praying.
Yes, as long as you're not
keep praying and trusting God for greater things. That's not what it is.
No, that's not what it is. Be content and trust in the plan that He has for you.
Yeah.
Now, it doesn't say that you're passive or you're not busy, you're not striving at being better and being good at what it is that He has called you to do. You keep at it. And whilst you know you're keeping at it, you know definitely that you will arrive at that destination.
Yeah.
It takes away all the pressure. It takes away all the pressure because
I have another story.
The pressure can be stifling.
I have another story.
It can literally stifle out the joy in your home.
See how serious you are. I have another story to share. I don't know, Uche. Uche is interesting and make your life interesting. Because see how my husband just gets serious and start preaching.
No, not preaching. I'm just talking, guys.
I have another story to share. So I think this was when we first of all got married.
Yeah.
It was so bad. So I think during the wedding you sang.
Yeah, during our reception.
He did a song for me.
I wish I can show that. Maybe another time. We haven't even talked about our wedding, have we?
No, the ceremony itself.
Yeah.
Oh, we need to. So he did the song for me and everything. Actually went to rehearsal with it. Was really
guys,
nice. It was really
nice.
Right?
I planned this thing. Went to rehearsals with the band.
And somebody
everything.
Cut out of the bag. So that we literally flipped. And then he did a song for me. Fast forward, we go to another wedding. So we all get inspired from different people. So I know the couple in question, and I know that it was after our wedding that they got the inspiration. This I am sure, right? And that's not bad. It was really beautiful. I was like, oh, okay. So they did their own song. The husband as well did the song. The groom did the song, and the song itself, it seemed like I'd never heard it before.
She'd never heard the song before, and guess what your girl thought? That he composed the song for the wedding for his bride.
So I was like,
and she starts giving me pressure.
How did I give you pressure?
She starts giving me pressure.
I said this is a serious upgrade from your own time.
Starts giving me pressure that somebody composed a song for his bride. Me, I just took a song that was already, out there, and I said,
I thought it was composed.
I said, how do you know? How do you know he composed the song? He said, because I don't know the song. I said, no. Look at who, see the song, see the artist who sang the song, blah, 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 blah. And when she heard it, she's like, oh, okay, oh.
I didn't act like that, but really, I didn't know.
And immediately you're thinking that somebody composed a song. As beautiful as that can be, if you compose a song for your bride, bravo, right? But
it was just
but even if you
it's this has copied you and now took it on to another level. The thing was okay, so why did you sit down and compose a song for me? Why? That was so funny. But I'm telling you, these things are
They're real, right?
they're real everyday issues.
And we deal with them
know,
every day.
Yes.
When it comes to money, when it comes to progress in family, when it comes to children, when it comes to attaining certain heights, professionally, business-wise, so
these things come up.
They come up, and we have to be prepared
but then,
to deal with them.
And it's like, how do you deal with them?
Yes.
So for us, we'll always talk about it, and that day when even the most recent one, because this one is now way past, but it was just so funny. He was like, "What are you talking?" He just was like, "It's a popular song. What do you say?" I was like, "Oh," and that was the end of that. But but the most, and obviously we just laughed at ourselves, and he was just like, mama. But this most recent one, we just said to ourselves, it just, yes, like he said, you pick up some things from it. Like, okay, maybe I should actually pay attention to the things that she likes.
Yeah.
I should pay more attention.
Yeah.
Because that's just not, not that he doesn't want to get you what you like. It's just, people are different. And then, even for somebody who probably will go and search for things for himself, he's a very different person. So it's not something that I'm not explaining it. The words are failing me. But it's something that I'll say, I'll pay more attention to.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean, don't use this to discount everything else.
Yeah, other things.
And to, not appreciate the things that you currently do for me, because you do a lot for me as well. I remember when I had a recent assignment, you stayed up for those nights. You didn't have to, because you didn't have the same assignment with me, but you stayed up for those nights, sat down with me, to make sure that I got it accomplished. He literally stayed up. Like, I was putting all-nighters, but he was doing the same thing. He didn't have to. It wasn't like he had any assignment, but he did that. And then somebody might see that and say, but you stayed. He stayed up with you. Somebody might see that and say, he stayed up with his own wife. How come you're not staying up with? But the person, might do another
something
thing
else. Exactly.
And that's not to say he cannot add to his repertoire.
Yeah, he cannot add that to his repertoire, or also be caring in that regard as well. Everybody exhibits care and love, or in different ways.
And I think that's one thing we must appreciate.
We must appreciate that we all express love in different ways. We all express care. We can learn. We can learn and imbibe new areas. Add all those to our repertoire, but appreciate what you have.
Yes.
When you appreciate what you have, it multiplies, it grows, it blossoms. And this is where we're going to call it today on this episode of Making It Plain with Uche plus Kachi. If you've liked this content, please give us a like. Also, don't forget to put in the comments, because we want to hear from you as well. Are there areas you've also compared your spouse? Maybe you're not yet married now, but you're already comparing what you gave on Valentine's Day to what your friend got. Maybe your friend got an iPhone 13 Pro Max.
Yo, these things are so real.
He probably just got you a gift card, 50k worth, to go into the stores to get up some things, and you're comparing, what the hell? An iPhone 13 Pro Max is almost
not what the hell, but
some people can do what the hell, because 50k gift card, iPhone 13 Pro Max. Come on, the disparity.
It's left no balance, so.
So we want to hear from you. What are your thoughts on this? Contentment in your relationship. How does that work for you? How do you and your spouse get to discuss these issues when they come up? How do you get to discuss these issues when they come up? And also, don't forget to share. Let everybody know the great stuff that we're putting out on this channel.
Yeah.
And don't forget to subscribe. We are committed to growing our channel with you guys, and we trust that you will be partners with us on this assignment. Once again, it's been our pleasure coming on this episode with you, and we want to say that we appreciate you and we love you. Thank you all so much.
God bless you. We love you. Bye.